Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief Recap. Today is Wednesday. It is Fed Day. I do find it fascinating. A lot of very interesting message from the market here as we're basically going straight up. Ridicule of long-term, solid performers in the market, and that's what usually happens. When we go through these nutso-crazo phases. Most individuals, especially lucky ones that catch like big panic dumps, they don't feel like professional money management means anything. And the sad thing is give it some time, and those people, 9 times out of 10, the worst part about it is they actually give back all the money that they made. We'll see what happens. Only time will tell. The good part about working with a trading plan is you put all that nonsense away. Define what it is that gets you to act in the marketplace ahead of time. And then really the only way you measure whether you're any good at this money management skills is whether you actually did act when your plan said that you had to act. If you didn't, then you suck. It's simple as that. If you did something that wasn't in your plan, you suck. And what I see a lot of people right now, they're just shooting from the hip. You happen to buy and it goes up, you look like a genius, your account balance goes up, and to hell with money managers, they're a waste of time. Anyway, it is what it is. I will say, and I spent quite a bit of time with the community today, our dashboard is now getting to the point where it's actually giving us very usable information. And I even put out tweets like I will probably be talking a lot about the dashboard data going forward. But I even put out tweets, like overbought, oversold. You can see our indicators now are well above 70 on both the fast and the short. So market is overbought. It just is. And does that mean that you go and buy? Well, caveat emptor. You got to understand what you're getting involved in. This was a really interesting conversation because we haven't seen an image that actually looks like this, where the medium term is heavily, heavily one direction, and then the short term is also that same direction. We haven't seen this kind of image since the market bottom, where everything was really down, both on the short and medium term, since the market bottom in mid-2016. So this doesn't surprise me, considering, public figures are being ridiculed. The public thinks this game is really easy. I got a sneaky suspicion they're walking into a trap, and that's fine. That's the job of capitalism. We got to get, ironically enough, the market will now take the next few years to, if Warren Buffett lives long enough, who knows. But, I'm sure his underlings and stuff will carry on the value metric model that they run. And the pendulum will have to swing all the way back to where everybody loves Warren Buffett again. This is just the way the market works. But point of the matter here is, my message to our community today is, hey, the writing is on the walls. Don't kid yourself. Markets go up, markets go down. And we've just gone through a big down and now a big up. So it shouldn't surprise us. We're probably going to have to go through some sort of down in the not too distant future. Our conversation that we like to have with you guys here, I do find it fascinating that, at the very moment that our risk on proxy is actually coming into very well-defined objectives, and we should be thinking that risk on maybe is going to go back to risk off and things are going to have to correct a little bit, we're getting public ridicule of guys like Warren Buffett. You're an idiot. It's almost cliche the way this works. And also, too, coming into this very well-defined technical objective right on a Federal Reserve announcement date. Now, we have a general rule at TRI, do not trust the first hour trading following the Fed announcement date. So it's going to be a while here before we see any monstrous violent turn. And what usually happens in the currency pits is on the Fed announcement day, there's one last little fuck you just to see if they can squeeze out any last little liquidity. And gee whiz, I noticed they did that on the euro this morning. So if you look at the euro this morning, you notice heading into the Fed announcement today, it's pretty well-defined double top with a nice little FU move right before the Fed announcement. I mean, it's almost cliche. In fact, actually, one of our site veterans, I'm teaching him this new setup. He wants to be a prop trader. We call this the SFU setup, where you actually short that move to new highs. And my hunch is a lot of pro traders, they did that trade. We'll see how it goes. I mean, just look at this. You tell me, has the euro got any room to move back down here? You know. Methinks there's a bit of a trap being laid here. But anyway, for your purposes, we don't really get into individual currency talk. I just like to follow US dollar index, and yeah, it's at a level that we probably should see some sort of sign of reversal. Gee whiz, we're seeing a little bit of weakness coming into the stock market. Now, it's kind of funny. TRIers, they're banging out doubles right, left, and center, and we had a couple big poppers today. So they're all hunky-dory, but I get the distinct impression that the stock market is getting awfully nosebleedy. We're getting near the end of the run. I don't really want to go buy a hell of a lot of new stock here. And if anything, I want those banging out doubles. I want to, let go of stock, let go of positions. Man, it came so close on my Funko. That was ridiculous. Now it's backing away, but oh well, shit happens. So, also too, it is a Fed day, so should we read anything into this candle just yet? We might find an hour after the Fed announcement, the Fed says, hey, party's still on, go and have some fun. The goddamn stock market turns right back up. We've talked a little bit about oil here. Remember we talked yesterday, we wouldn't get that Empire sell signal, fractal top really, on the oil unless we actually went through this low. So you can see it's an inside bar. Same thing. Fed says party's still on. Don't worry. I could see this thing move to new highs. Fed comes out, says that's it. Everybody, we're pulling the punch bowl away. This low is lost, and I think we head down in earnest. But there's nothing really to do here. And as I've said a couple times, and you should write this down if you don't know it already. Don't really make any decisions in the market until 1 full hour after the Fed announcement. Risk on, risk off. So kind of everybody's sort of on pause right now, waiting for the Fed. Could I see some room for risk on coming down? Sure. On the same note, I thought it was interesting. A couple days ago, we did have that inside bar reversal on the bonds, and the gold caught a bid off of its 1666.2. I never seem to remember that number. But at the same time, too, this bond market, that's a downtrending market. This is a counter-trend rally. I should be thinking about, okay, where do I want to join this short? I don't really want to come out and outright say short gold or short metals. I know how many people love that. So I've just simply said, look, you know what? I don't want to participate. I'm out of here. I let go of whatever gold stock, that gold stock I had. Nice little profit. There's nothing wrong with it. Can't complain. I might look at this down the road if bots do actually start to really fire here. But especially ahead of the Fed, oh boy, I couldn't step in front of that today. Continuing that sort of risk on, risk off. Coming into risk on objectives there, I suppose the oil to a certain degree. Nothing really definitive out of risk off, but risk on, gee whiz, look what we're seeing coming out of the small caps versus the large caps. A lot of our breadth indicators are starting to show signs of trouble. This is actually the first one that's actually gone and M'd out. Remember, can't trust until for 1 full hour after the Fed announcement. We might find that the market rallies right back and takes this M away. But if this M does confirm, that's just further anecdotal evidence that, hey, we're probably near the end of this move, not the beginning. And we should probably all just be cooling our jets. Interesting how Mountain Man is basically aligning with that double bottom, that pivot low, and this trend line here. So my hunch is if we do dump, probably going to come against these lows and then probably form some sort of big head and shoulders fractal here. There's nothing to do there right now. There isn't a trade. This is just more a message of the market. Small cap, specs, maybe you just ought to cool your jets. And let's hope the Fed hasn't taken the punch bowl away. If they have, and this solidifies, I got to just sort of calm down a little bit in the venture cap market. I didn't really update this chart. This is an idea that I told you about yesterday. You know, everybody, you know, Brian loves his W's, so it shouldn't surprise you that I bought some of that. You know, we had, I mean, it's, you know, there's a certain sense of finesse when it comes to playing these junior stocks. You're not always going to make money in these crazy names. But, you know, when the market is ripe, you've got to force yourself to pay yourself and get paid when you do take these risks. So here was an example. We had a beautiful double bottom came in. Nice even outside upside reversal candle body wise. Right in a reload zone. And funny thing is, I went to the community and I pounded the table. Hey, you guys ought to buy some of this. And they all did. But did Brian buy any of it? No. I don't even understand why I didn't. It doesn't make any sense. But nonetheless, lots of TRIers. Super happy today. And it's just rinse and repeat. Next bus in 10 minutes. But understand that there are going to be names that we're going to get stopped out. And if the stock market rolls over, we might have to go through a week or two period where you hear Brian go, I got stopped out on this. Oh, I got stopped out on that. Oh, I got stopped out on that. It's just a trader's life. Get used to it. Right now, we're in the woohoo, making money from trading mode. Cute little breakouts recently. That PTE, God, good looking chart there. Mogo, I was pounding the table. Not really. I don't give a shit if you guys in the public buy this stuff or not. Told you I really like the price action on that little bad boy. So there are a lot of uppies. Got to give big shout out to Mr. Novogratz. I actually walked away from him. I did not like what I saw here. He actually came out and bought his own stock and was like, come on, get this goddamn thing up. So he got his stock up. Congratulations to anybody, any TRIers that did stick in here. You should be ringing the register here. And here's kind of a funny one. It's kind of off topic, but this stock is one of the reasons why I think the crypto stocks jumped up this morning. But the news that caused this big jump up was that they landed a defense contract, which had nothing to do with their crypto division. This is a holding company. They have a whole bunch of different business ventures that they're in. And their defense industry venture landed a big contract today. So I did see a lot of people going, you know, be careful. Don't get sucked into thinking, you know, the whole crypto space, Galaxy, Novogratz, right, and this Mara, the whole space launched. But I don't think it was actually crypto related. Why? Well, because actually if we go look at crypto, we can see that not a hell of a lot's going on here. And in a weird sort of way, that's actually a good thing, everybody. You kind of, you know, like during non-fundamental driver event windows, you kind of want everything just to go quiet. You don't want the sellers to be like, sell this thing under the ground, sell it, short it, right? If you are a bull, you would actually prefer that we just, you know, as the stock market goes through all its nonsense, that we just slowly work our way through our little bow tie here. And we just slowly consolidate, form lots of new higher lows to set the base for the new bull. So I'm not really reading anything into crypto right now. It's just parked. And, you know, also too, and I told this to the site, most people hate when I say this, but I've seen repeatedly that Bitcoin loves to dump on the other side of the Fed meeting. So, yet another analogy. Don't read too much until 1 full hour following the Fed announcement. And, you know, if we do happen to lose this bow tie kind of thinking, just understand, you know, if the stock market risk starts falling apart, do understand there is room for this thing to move down. And if we have to do that, you know, don't be surprised to see, you know, worst case scenario in my eyes, if I can buy Bitcoins below 5,000, I'd love that. But my hunch is we're probably going to find some support somewhere between about 5 and 7 Gs if we break down here. But we haven't yet. Full disclosure, I did go and nibble on a put. Throw like, what, 0.04 BTC at it, so what? Just in case the shit hits the fan. We got plenty of long crypto exposure that if the market works its way higher, okay, fine. I'll forego the 0.04 BTC. I might like risk a like 0.02 or something. Blow it out if it's a 50% loss or something. But that's just nothing more than insurance. It's not a TRISOF yet. It's just looking at this chart going, gee whiz, there's a bit of risk involved in here. Let's maybe just go buy a little bit of insurance just in case. So that's sort of how I'm looking at it now. If we do go in, I had said like a week or so ago that this candle peak and this candle trough, those actually define our ranges. If we go and close up nicely through the top here, I could see this thing, painting higher highs and higher lows. I'm a bull. If we go through this low here, then I think, don't be surprised. We have to come back down to this trend line and maybe even this trend line. So, but as I said, Fed announcement, we're not doing anything right now. Wait a full hour after the Fed announcement. And, my message to the market and to the public and to the site really is, while we're in this sort of non-news driven environment, please understand that this guy's got to get paid. So don't be surprised if you see a lot of stop washes, very choppy price action in a sort of news vacuum. That's usually what happens. So, okay, I think I'll leave the broadcast at that. Like I said, not really a hell of a lot going on in the juniors. The Ethereum trade, we've actually talked about a diamond within a diamond. Same sort of thing, just basically sideways, going totally dormant on a lot of these names. And actually we're starting, keep an eye on, if you are a crypto trader, keep an eye on this OMG. It's the first one that's starting to show signs of these recent leaders that it's slipping here a little bit. If this selling starts getting going in earnest, that might actually start the cascade. Because you can see there are other ones like this Bitcoin Cash. If we start dumping, problems could develop. If Ethereum starts this little diamond, problems could start to develop. So the writing's on the walls. We could go both ways. Obviously trade your plan, trade your setups, live with the results, rinse and repeat. Next boss in 10 minutes. How many more cliches can I throw at you? All right. Have yourselves a great day, everybody. All the best, and bye.